Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Current Affairs MCQs. Let's start with previous day's practice question. The question was, consider the following statements. Statement 1. A farmer producer organization is supported by the Small Farmers Agribusiness Consortium to enhance collective bargaining, achieve economies of scale, and improve farmers' income and market access. Statement 2. Farmer producer organizations need at least 300 members for NAB Sanrakshan and 500 for SFAC credit guarantee schemes with exemptions for northeast and hilly regions. Which one of the following is correct in respect of the above statements? Both statements are correct and statement 2 is the correct explanation for statement 1. Both statements are correct and statement 2 is not the correct explanation for statement 1. Statement 1 is correct but statement 2 is incorrect. The statement 1 is incorrect but statement 2 is correct. The correct answer is option B. The Government of India launched a central sector scheme of formation and promotion of 10,000 farmer producer organizations in 2020 to provide better facilities to farmers due to economy of scale and better bargaining power of FPOs, thus improving the income of the member farmers. A farmer producer organization is supported by the Small Farmers Agribusiness Consortium to enhance collective bargaining, achieve economies of scale, and improve farmers' income and market access. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Farmer producer organizations need at least 300 members for NAB Sanrakshan and 500 for SFAC credit guarantee schemes with exemptions for northeast and hilly regions. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct and statement 2 is not the correct explanation for statement 1. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Let's begin today's session. The first question is, which of the following best describes the term equalization levy? A levy imposed on goods imported into India to equalize domestic competition. A tax on foreign companies providing services or goods digitally in India despite having no physical presence. A levy on Indian exporters to ensure equal treatment in global markets. Or a tax imposed on luxury goods consumed within India. The correct answer is option B. The equalization levy was introduced to tax foreign companies that have a significant digital presence in India and cater to local customers, even though they operate offshore and avoid domestic tax obligations. This measure aims to create a level playing field for domestic and foreign businesses. The levy affected major US digital companies, leading Washington to propose retaliatory import tariffs of up to 25% on several Indian products to offset approximately USD 55 million in taxes. In November 2021, India and the US agreed under the OECD/G20 Inclusive Framework's two-pillar solution to address the tax challenges arising from the digitalization of the economy, leading to the suspension of retaliatory tariffs. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Next, consider the following statements. 1. Wetland Accredited Cities is an international recognition for cities committed to conserving and sustainably managing their wetlands. 2. Jaipur and Varanasi have become the first Indian cities to gain international recognition as accredited wetland cities under the Ramsar Convention. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option A, 1 only. Wetland Accredited Cities is an international recognition for cities committed to conserving and sustainably managing their wetlands. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It recognizes urban areas that protect wetlands, ensuring they provide essential services to environment and communities. It is granted to cities that meet 6 international criteria, primarily focusing on the conservation of wetland ecosystems and their services. Accredited cities are recognized for their efforts to balance urban development with ecological preservation. Indore and Udaipur have become the first Indian cities to gain international recognition as accredited wetland cities under the Ramsar Convention. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Currently, 85 Indian wetlands are protected under the Ramsar Convention, which includes 172 member countries globally. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Next, consider the following statements. 1. Fiscal consolidation refers to the prudent management of government finances to ensure long-term economic stability. 2. The Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act 2003 aims to establish financial consolidation in the government to reduce fiscal deficits and promote fiscal responsibility. Which of these statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2. Fiscal consolidation refers to the prudent management of government finances to ensure long-term economic stability. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It focuses on balancing government revenue, taxes and non-tax receipts with expenditure, aiming to minimize fiscal deficits, control public debt, and support sustainable economic growth. By curbing excessive borrowing and government spending, fiscal consolidation helps keep prices stable and inflation in control. The Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act 2003 aims to establish financial consolidation in the government to reduce fiscal deficits and promote fiscal responsibility. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Next, regarding federalism, consider the following statements. 1. The Indian Constitution establishes a federal system with some unitary features. 2. The Indian form of federalism is an example of a coming together federation. 3. The S.R. Bommai vs. Union of India case 1994 affirmed the principles of federalism, stating that state governments are not subordinate to the centre. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, none. The correct answer is option B, only 2. The Indian Constitution establishes a federal system with some unitary features. It is sometimes called a quasi-federal system as it contains elements of both federation and union. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Coming together federation. In this type, independent states come together to form a larger unit. Here, states enjoy more autonomy as compared to the holding together kind of federation. Example, USA, Australia, Switzerland. Holding together federation. In this type, powers are shared between various constituent parts to accommodate the diversity in the whole entity. Here, powers are generally tilted towards the central authority. Example, India, Spain, Belgium. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. S.R. Bommai vs. Union of India case 1994. The judgment provided clarity on the scope and limitations of Article 356, emphasizing its use only in extraordinary circumstances. The case affirmed the principles of federalism, stating that the state governments are not subordinate to the centre and advocating for cooperative federalism. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Next, consider the following statements. 1. The Constitution of India does not explicitly declare capital punishment as unconstitutional. 2. A convict can present a mercy petition to the President of India under Article 72 of the Constitution of India. 3. The power to grant pardon is conferred upon the governors of states under Article 161 of the Constitution of India. How many of the statements given above is or are not correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, none. The correct answer is option D, none. The Constitution of India does not explicitly declare capital punishment as unconstitutional. Hence, statement 1 is correct. As per the constitutional framework in India, a mercy petition to the President is the last constitutional resort a convict can take when he is sentenced by a court of law. A convict can present a mercy petition to the President of India under Article 72 of the Constitution of India. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Similarly, the power to grant pardon is conferred upon the governors of states under Article 161 of the Constitution of India. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Next, the term oligarchy, often seen in news, is best described as a system of government where power is held by a single individual or a monarch. A system of government in which a small group of people hold all the power and influence. A political system where the masses directly participate in decision-making through referendums. Or a form of government where citizens elect their leaders through periodic elections and the rule of law is supreme. The correct answer is option B. In his farewell address, the US President cautioned about the rising influence of an oligarchy in the US, where a small group of billionaires are increasingly shaping public policy. Oligarchy refers to the government dominated by a small influential group. Power may or may not be distributed equitably. It differs from democracy as only a few individuals make decisions. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Next, regarding the cyclical slowdown, consider the following statements. 1. A cyclical slowdown is a period of lean economic activity that occurs at regular intervals. 2. Such slowdowns last over the short to medium term and are based on the changes in the business cycle. 3. Addressing a cyclical slowdown requires structural policies similar to the 1991 crisis reforms. How many of the statements given above is or are not correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, none. The correct answer is option A, only 2. A cyclical slowdown is a period of lean economic activity that occurs at regular intervals. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Such slowdowns last over the short to medium term and are based on the changes in the business cycle. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Generally, interim fiscal and monetary measures, temporary recapitalization of credit markets, and need-based regulatory changes are required to revive the economy. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. On the other hand, a structural slowdown requires the government to undertake some structural policies. The best example in this regard would be the reforms that were carried out to address the crisis in 1991. A structural slowdown is a more deep-rooted phenomena that occurs due to a one-off shift from an existing paradigm. The changes, which last over a long term, are driven by disruptive technologies, changing demographics, and/or changes in consumer behavior. In such a scenario, a monetary and fiscal stimulus won't be enough to revive the economy. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Next, the terms Deepseek and Stargate are often seen in the news in the context of advancements in artificial intelligence and computing infrastructure, deep sea exploration and underwater technology, climate change and oceanic studies, or advanced military and defense systems. The correct answer is option A, advancements in artificial intelligence and computing infrastructure. Deepseek is a cutting-edge AI company known for developing one of the most advanced large language models in the world. Their recent innovations include reasoning models optimized for complex decision-making through reinforcement learning techniques. Deepseek's technology is transforming industries by pushing the boundaries of data analysis and predictive capabilities. Stargate is an ambitious infrastructure project aimed at revolutionizing artificial intelligence development in the United States. Backed by major tech players, it focuses on building large-scale data centers and AI-ready infrastructure. The initiative aims to drive innovation, create thousands of jobs, and bolster the nation's competitiveness in the global AI landscape. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Next, regarding the building and other construction workers, Regulation of Employment and Condition of Services Act 1996, consider the following statements. 1. It is a legislative framework aimed at safeguarding the rights, welfare, and working conditions of building and construction workers in India. 2. It was framed in accordance with the principles of the International Labour Organization, particularly aligning with ILO Convention No. 167 on construction safety and health. Which of the statements given above is or are not correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option D, neither 1 nor 2. The Building and Other Construction Workers Regulation of Employment and Conditions of Service Act 1996 is a legislative framework aimed at safeguarding the rights, welfare, and working conditions of building and construction workers in India. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It provides for their safety, health, and welfare measures and addresses employment regulations, ensuring better working conditions for one of the most vulnerable labor sectors. The Act was framed in accordance with the principles of the International Labour Organization, particularly aligning with ILO Convention No. 167 on construction safety and health. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Hence, option D is the correct answer. The last question is, the Cape Town Convention, sometimes in the news, is related to which of the following? A framework aimed at combating climate change and protecting biodiversity, a global agreement for regulating trade in endangered species, a convention addressing maritime law and territorial disputes, or an international treaty to facilitate asset-based financing and leasing of aviation equipment. The correct answer is option D. The Cape Town Convention, adopted in 2001 in South Africa, is an international treaty aimed at facilitating asset-based financing and leasing of aviation high-value mobile equipment like aircraft, engines, and helicopters. It provides creditors such as lessors, lenders, and financiers with clear remedies including repossession and export of assets in case of default without lengthy legal procedures. Key features include an international registry for recording interest in mobile equipment and the Cape Town Protocol, which outlines specific rules for aircraft financing and leasing. Although India signed a CTC in 2008, it has yet to ratify the treaty, making its provisions non-binding despite India being the third largest domestic aviation market globally. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Now it's time for the practice question. Consider the following features. 1. It is India's first 100% landlord major port. 2. It has evolved from a bulk cargo terminal to the country's leading container port. 3. It is developing a satellite port at Vadhavan to boost industrialization in the hinterland. Which of the following port facilities is best described by above features? Mundra Port, Visakhapatnam Port, Jawaharlal Nehru Port Authority, or Cochin Port? Send the answer to this question in the comment section. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.